Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we implemented Supabase Authentication in Flutter. And now in this video, we will cover how we can persist user authentication state with Supabase in Flutter. So before diving to that, if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please make sure you like, share and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that bell icon as well. So in the previous video, here you can see we registered a user with this email and we set a password. So if we come to our code, we have this code for us where we initialize a project, and then we have a home page where we have two buttons for login sign up, as you can see here. When we go to login, we have the login interface and we enter email password and then we log in. We have a screen here, and in this screen we are calling this method sign in with password. We are passing email password. That's how we sign in, and then we navigate to the main screen when the user is signed in. Similarly, we have for sign up as well, and when we enter the details, like if I give it for the user I registered, that will be mail.com, then we have the password set, so I will give it the password and then I log in. So my user will be moved to the main screen after the login success. You can see we have the user log success. So that's how it's done. But as soon as I restart my app, so you can see it will start from this home page again. So I would like to persist this user authentication states. So if a user is logged in, so after restarting the app, he should be logged in without this option to enter details again. So that's what we will be doing in this video. So for that, I will come here to the main screen, and here instead of this screen we will be setting an other screen that will be handling everything, like if a user is logged in, so move it to the main screen directly, or if a user is logged out, so you should show him the login screen. So for that, let's change this home page. I will remove it from here, and let's create another widget with the name wrapper. This wrapper will be responsible for keeping user state persistent. Now let's remove the error first. Here, let's change it to the wrapper now. And similarly, in the main screen, whenever a user is logged out, we move the user to home page. Now we need to remove this because the wrapper will handle this navigation whenever there is a change in auth state, like from logged in state to log out. So we come back here, and it's just a placeholder now that you can see here. Let's change this placeholder with a widget known as stream builder. This stream builder takes a stream, and whenever the stream returns some value, so it changes the UI using a method known as builder. So let's remove this const. We provide the stream here, and it will be a stream from Supabase library, and we have the instance here, then client auth, and then we have the on auth state change. And whenever the auth state is changed, this stream returns us this auth state. So this is the stream that we'll be using here to listen to the changes. Then we have the builder method. So this method is called whenever the auth state is changed or this stream returns a value. So we will handle everything here. Here we are return a snapshot, which is the value that a stream returns, this stream returns. So we will use it to perform or handle the navigation logic. So here we take data from the snapshot, that will be auth this state or auth data. So let's call it auth state, and then we will use the snapshot to get the data, that is the auth state. Then we will check this, if the auth state this is equal to null, which means the data has not been fetched yet or we have some error. So we will need to handle this situation for error, and here when the data is received, we will handle everything here. We have a property here with the name session, so we will take this session from the auth state. We have this session here, and we will check this session if the user session is active, which means it's not equal to null. So when it's not equal to null, our user is logged in, it means. So we return the home page, we return the main screen because the user is logged in. Else it means the user is not logged in, so we return the login screen here so that the user can log in. So this session value is checked, and based on that we either move to main screen or login screen depending on authentication state. And if it's equal to null, it means we have some error. So if we come to this data here, you can see if this data is non-null, so it means it has some data, and if it is equal to null, so it means we have some error. So we can show this error here, like in the form of text, that will be some error. It can be different type of errors. So let's put this for time, and you can see we have handled it here. Now if I restart my app, we currently logged in our user, so the user should move to the main screen. So let's restart, and you can see we are here on the main screen. That's because this stream builder takes value from this stream, and whenever this is called for the first time, so it returns us this snapshot, and we use this snapshot value to check if we have some data, and when we have some data we check this session. If it's not equal to null, which means our user was logged in previously before restarting the app, so we directly move him to the main screen, and then we use if the session is equal to null, which means that our user is not logged in, so we move to the login screen. So that's how it works. We have set the logic. So if I tap on logout, so this builder method will be called because our state will be changed. So whenever a new value is returned, so it will be cached here, and this builder will be called again when I log out, and then this logic will be executed again, and based on that we will move from main screen to login screen, because this time the session will become null. So let's try it out. I will tap on logout. So I tap on logout, and you can see we are here to the login screen, because as soon as I tapped logout, this stream returned a new value, and this time this value contains this session equals to null. So we come here and the login screen is returned. You can see we are here. And similarly, if we now log in, we will remove this login screen navigation logic from here, which is this navigation logic, and we will be automatically moved to the main screen because we have set the logic in the wrapper here. So whenever I tap on this login, after entering these credentials that we register a user with, so the wrapper will handle the navigation to the main screen, and we have removed the logic. So let's enter the password as well. If I tap on login, so you can see we are moved to the main screen, and everything is handled by this logic. So that's how this state persistent works. So now if I restart my app, you will see that the user will still be logged in. So let me restart my app, and the app is being restarted, you can see here, and we have the same screen showing here because we have set the logic for user state persistence. And similarly, if I log out, so if I restart now, so the user will be logged on after the app is restarted. So that's how we set and we persist user authentication state using Supabase. Now let's handle some other cases as well. Here inside the stream builder, whenever our app starts for the first time, so this data is fetched, which is the snapshot. So when it fetches the data, so if the connection speed is slow or some error occurs, so this UI will be disturbed. So we need to handle that cases as well. So I will take this snapshot that is returned here, and I will check a property connection state, and based on the connection state value, if it is equal to waiting, then I will return a progress indicator to show the user that we are fetching something. So it will handle this case and our UI won't be disturbed. Similarly, if there is an error like internet connection not working, so for that case we also need to handle this snapshot, and it will have an error. So if has error is true, it means we have some error from the snapshot or fetching the data. So in that case we can return text. This text will be shown on the screen whenever we get some error fetching the data. And here from this snapshot property we have this error object. We will use this error object to show some text on the screen. So waiting for the data to be fetched, progress indicator will be shown, and in case of error, the error will be shown. And then down here we have the logic for redirecting or navigating the user to either main screen or login screen. It depends on the session. If session is not equal to null, which means our user is logged in and the session is not null, so we move to the main screen. If the session is null, go to login screen because the user is not logged in. So that's how we handle this logic. This is it for today's video, guys. In the next video we will cover some advanced topics, so stay tuned and see you in the next video. Goodbye.